Verizon, we need to talk. So I just got back from the Verizon store with this in hand. What is this? It's a receipt showing a $16 credit for the trade-in watch. If you've been following developments with this Verizon tale, you'll know that I give them opportunity after opportunity to show what they can do for me, what they can do for customers, and they fail consistently. And last time I was here, I said how I was going to give them the opportunity to show how they could handle things smoothly by trading in my watch. And I did trade in, initiated the trade-in for a Apple Watch Ultra. Phone arrived, or the watch arrived in good working order. And then it was my turn to return my watch. Now I had a label printed out, ready to go, but people had encouraged me to walk the device in to the store, to a local store facility, and get it handled that way. That way there would be no problem at all, right? Not even the slightest chance of a mishap happening at that point. If you bring the device in to the store, they're going to say, "Oh yes, we're going to honor that trade-in. Thank you so much." Didn't quite go down like that, and I'll tell you why. First, I was met with Tommy. It took a while to get Tommy to come in from the back. I got the feeling that he was probably deep into a game of Madden, and that I was interrupting that. So I was already a bit of an interloper in his mind. That's the impression I got. I can't tell you for sure what he was thinking, but Tommy has other things he'd rather be doing than working at the shop, at the store on a weekend. That much was clear. So I said, "Tommy, here's the phone, or here's the watch. I'd like to turn this in and finalize the trade-in. It's a Verizon store. It says Verizon on the sign above the door. Let's do this." Tommy was like, "Hang on. We didn't sell you that watch. We're just a drop-off station, and you can't just drop it off either. There's a process, buddy." Okay, I'm prepared for that. I knew I wasn't just going to drop it off. I knew there had to be some paperwork or some follow-through. Sure, I'm ready for that. But the whole time I just didn't feel like a welcome guest. Over to the side, I heard another salesperson rattling off numbers to people that your total today comes to $552 and so on. It's obvious that the shop exists to bring in money. Now, Verizon doesn't manufacture the equipment. They don't build the phones. They don't build the phone that I'm using, the watch. They don't make any of that product. They sell a service. They're selling the phone service, the carrier that makes all these devices work. Sure, I get that. And they want to sell that stuff. It didn't really surprise me that Tommy was reluctant to really get invested. I wasn't surprised by his lackadaisical, let's say that again together, lackadaisical attitude regarding my presence there and my purpose. It was important to me to get this taken care of so I get my 180 credit, but to him, he wanted to get back to his video game. Understandably so. So the first little hiccup that we encounter is him coming over and saying, "Hey, you say you have a 44 millimeter, this is a 44 millimeter watch. The system says you have a 40 millimeter watch. Did you ever have another watch?" No, I entered the data for this watch. If it didn't agree with what you had on file, why doesn't the app interface say, "Hold on, this doesn't match our records, why don't we correct this?" But there was never that. And I checked it multiple times to make sure that it was my watch. I checked the IMEI number, the phone number, I checked everything, and it matched. It wasn't until later today that he pointed out that the system had a mismatch. Why? I don't know. I put in 44 millimeter. So this goes to the guys who build the interface on the app. Like, why doesn't it flag it if there's a mismatch and say, hey, do you have another watch, another piece of equipment? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. So that was the first hiccup. And then they present to me the receipt that says, you're getting $16 back today, even though the trade-in value was $180. And the manager came out with his associate. The manager introduced himself as not Elizondo,
Hilario.
He didn't have his name tag displayed in a way that I could read it either. He had to say it to me a couple of times. So Tommy was wearing his badge. The store manager wasn't really interested in being identified, so we have a recording of him. So we make a mistake first and then we fix it.
You're more than welcome to call in to customer service to make sure that they get it corrected. Because on our end, like, you did the trade and you just come drop it off the store, all we can do is process the trade. So we didn't sell you the watch here or anything like that. So any error, if the trade-in promotion doesn't come out on there, you'll just have to call customer service for them to correct it.
I spent a lot of time on hold with customer service.
Yeah, I apologize, but that just
a lot of time. Okay, tell me your name.
Hilario.
Hilario. You're the manager, and you're Tommy. You're the solutions specialist. So here I am. I'm kind of a confused customer, confused and not really happy with how things are going. Yet they let me leave the store and to call customer service. Customer service was a little baffled by the behavior of the manager and the associate. Not sure why they would tell me, hey, you're getting $16 today. Maybe it'll work itself out.
So this is what's listed on your account, okay? The message I just sent you. And when you look at the bill, it reflects that.
Okay, you're showing market value $16, device promo value $164, trade-in amount applied to recurring bill $5 for 36 months equals times 5. Yeah, that the paper receipt that I was given is incomplete.
It showed you the device market value.
It only shows $16.
Yeah, which is what the watch would be worth if you weren't taking advantage of a promo. So I'm not exactly sure if maybe they printed out the wrong thing or they were looking at the wrong thing. But, you know, just to give you the reassurance, you are getting what you were expecting for the watch. Okay.
And can you also explain why their system was showing that I was trading in a 40 millimeter watch and not a 44 millimeter watch?
Let me see.
Because that's the first thing they hit me up with. And let me also say that Tommy was not the least bit hospitable. He acted like I had interrupted his video game with my presence there. You know how people get when you pull them away from a game.
Yeah.
I'm hoping his game didn't save.
Well, I'm sorry that was your experience.
But yeah, I was treated. I got the distinct feeling I was not exactly welcome. The guy was reluctant because he said, "Look, you can't just drop this watch off here. We have a process." Perhaps these guys need some training. This is the store in Waco. This is 1820 North Valley Mills Drive, or South Valley Mills Drive rather, in Waco. Store manager, store associate, didn't quite know how things were supposed to go, didn't know how to quote me the trade-in status. They were just kind of foggy. So perhaps they needed more training. Perhaps a manager doesn't need to be managing that store, period. Oh, and by the way, if you're thinking, oh, boomer, you're probably under the age of 40, in which case, just go back to your game. You've got better things to do than listen to me complain. That's where we are. I think things have sort of been worked out thanks to the help of the phone operator, the customer support person. I think her name was Ashley. She apologized for the fact that the manager and the store associate didn't really know what was going on or how to explain to me that the $16 on the invoice or the receipt was only reflected some partial data and didn't tell the entire story. So Verizon, if you're listening, I hope you are. Maybe some Russians will help you out. Please help your manager there at 1820 South Valley Mills in Waco, Texas. Help him to interface with your customers a little bit better and have us leave the store more confident that the trade-in is being properly applied so that we don't have further questions and have to sit on hold and talk to a customer service rep. They were just too happy to show me the door and refer me to a customer service phone number. And in a way, it makes sense because, like I said before, the store is there just to bring in money, not to really explain anything. You're swiping people's cards, you're maybe putting some equipment in their hands and sending them on their way. But I was there to finalize a transaction, and these two guys were quick to point out that they really didn't have anything to do with the transaction. They were just reluctant to even participate in my trade-in. So there you have it. The guys who told me that, who recommended that I just come into the store and handle it that way, now I have that experience. I have this story to tell. Verizon, you're still falling short on your customer service relations. You probably need to invest some more in that. Perhaps a regional manager should find something else for these two bozos to do. How does that sound? Verizon sold me the device. So why are your agents so less than enthusiastic about helping me? That's all for now. Until next time, transcend the bullshit.